Welcome back to Pen and Prosper, a podcast where JT Lawrence is coaching me, Melissa Delport, to be a six-figure author, and we are putting it on the internet. I don't know how many times I've said that, but I feel like I just get better and better. Do you remember when we didn't know what to say and I kept calling it welcome back to the Pen and Prosper podcast, and you were like, that's not what it's called. It really bothered you. Like it really, I could tell you were upset about it.
I think I wasn't upset, but I think if you said the Pen and Prosper podcast, that would have been fine. But you used to say, welcome to the Pen and Prosper. And I'm like, that just sounds weird. Just me, maybe. Anyway.
Well, it's a slick operation now. And speaking of slick, I would like to thank our paid subscribers. I would like to thank our editor extraordinaire, Elize. And of course, we would love to thank our sponsor, Vellum, without whom we would not be putting books on the internet. I think because we are running such a flawless episode today, you should give out our Vellum code that allows people to play before they pay. It will let Vellum know that we sent them, and it will let them play around until they get a good feel for the program and decide if they would like to try it out for real.
I have the link here, but for people who don't know what Vellum is, it is a book formatting software. It's probably the best out there. We certainly think it is. You can format your ebook, paperback, large prints, paperback, hardcover, special edition. They're amazing. They have bespoke chapter headings and all kinds of beautiful things. You can manipulate how many pages you want in your book. Like if you've written a shorter book, you can make it look a little bit longer by expanding the margins, expanding the leading, making the font bigger, that kind of thing, and make it look a bit bigger. And you could also take a bigger book that you're trying to make smaller for printing costs' sake. You can make it smaller, and it's it's so quick and easy. It's so amazing. We love it. The link is tryvellum.com/pen and prosper.
And we don't benefit from that link, but it does let Vellum know that we have sent you their way to try them out, which is fabulous. We like Vellum to like us. So today we're going back old school. We're kicking it back in the old school.
Yes, we
to
are.
our very earliest episodes, we used to talk a lot about figures. In fact, I think the episode that did the best back in when we first started was your episode about figures, because you've always been so transparent and so open with your figures. And it's been a very long time since we touched base about how you're doing. I know you've had some ups, you've had some downs, you've had some big changes. So we're going to dive into that.
Okay.
Before we do that, I am very excited. As you know, I have a book club going off this afternoon. Friday the 13th. I'm hoping it's going to be very lucky. It was a fantasy book club. It cost me $486. But it is for Shadow Magic Book 1. It is in the right list. I have a good feeling because the branding on that series is very, very strong. And it's got lots of reviews. So, well, not the individual book doesn't. I think it's got over 200, not like the series that's got over 1,000, but I still think it's got enough. Whereas book clubs I've had before, I probably had like 20 reviews on. So I'm really fingers crossed.
That's great. It's such a winning product because it's clearly urban fantasy. Urban fantasy is a great category to write in, and it's written to market. It looks like it's written to market. It's just a winning product. I think it's going to do very well.
Yes, from your lips to God's ear. Okay, let us talk about. So I will do a figures update. I know everybody can't wait to hear my figures.
Before we get on to figures, what else have you done around the book club to support it?
Oh, yes. So I got a bargain booksy for, unfortunately, the only one that was available was for the 16th. So the book club ran from the 10th to the 17th. I did it through a KDP deal. I know your advice was different and probably better, but I'm going to stop taking it so personally, but I've just got so tired of freebie hunters and bargain. I just feel like I've priced my books low for so long.
Yes.
In desperation to find readers, and I actually want readers that I don't want readers that are stuffing their Kindles anymore. It's just personally, I don't want that. I want a reader to buy my book because they want to start reading it hopefully within the next couple of months.
So it ends on the 17th, you said?
Ends on the 17th. So the price went down on the 10th. I was ranking at 250,000 in store, that book, because it's book 1. I don't run any ads there. So then we did a social media blast on the 10th. Then I sent out my newsletter on the 11th, which was my birthday. So I was like, it's my birthday and I would love you to, because I thought maybe I'll get some, some nice people saying,
I'll pay 99 cents for a little gift.
On the 12th, what did we do on the 12th? I don't think we did anything on the 12th. And then you are very kindly sending out a newsletter. I know it was either today or Sunday. I can't actually remember.
Yeah. So I meant to do it yesterday, but I crashed out.
That's okay.
So I was going to do it today because I thought today was the last day. But now that you're saying it's running to the 17th, I'll still write it today, but I'll make sure it goes out tomorrow because that'll just support it a bit more.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So then, so then the book bub will go off today, and then your newsletter will go out tomorrow. And then I got a bargain booksy, but literally the last one I could get was the 16th. Yeah. The only one I could get was the 16th. So what I did was I did that, and so that goes off on the 16th, which doesn't give much time, but I would say that 90% of people, if they're going to buy it then. They don't come back a week later. And so that's kind of been the strategy. Not a lot of promo stacking. If I'd had more time, they literally gave me like a week's notice. Yeah. If I'd had more time, I probably would have, like you said, tried to do some newsletter swaps. I've got a beautiful Google newsletter sign-up sheet I could have, but it is what it is. We do what we can. And so I'm so excited. I must tell you, though, in the interest of fairness and fair play, also bought a newsletter blast from the 1st of March because we're racing to our newsletters. I just I feel like I have to make mention. So Bargain Booksy have got a newsletter. So I signed up for that. I had a bit more in my PayPal. As you know, I can't withdraw PayPal. So to me, it's free money. When I girl math that, I'm like, it cost me nothing. Not through the roof. Yeah, I don't bank with FNB, so I can't bring the money in. So it just sits in PayPal. So I had about $172 or something in there. So I booked my promo. I booked a newsletter promo. I paid for my first month of MailerLite because, we're busy migrating my mailing list after our last episode. This podcast really does help me to make strategic decisions because it takes an hour of talking to you and getting my head around something. And then I'm like, okay, this is what I should be doing.
I'm glad to be of service. While we're talking about MailerLite, I also have been doing research. Thank you for saying that you are using that mail blast tool because that's great to know.
Yes, I'll let you know how it goes.
Thank you. I'm not ready yet, but I'm definitely going to be doing that kind of thing. Don't think that I'm going to be like in the background here while you're growing your mailing list.
To tell the people that are watching who don't know, is that you should get at least one subscriber per dollar, and I think it cost me $74. So
great.
I mean, $1 a sub. I'm happy with that if it's an engaged sub. Then Paige figured out on MailerLite. So I've always had automation, but she figured out that you can have your automation doing this. So if someone comes through a bonus scene, or if someone comes through this, and then there's a trigger, and then a redirect here, and so she has set up this it looks like I'm back in school, and and you're like, it's like a choose your own adventure.
Amazing.
You want to go this way, and if you want to, so that's really busy setting up. So it's going to be really nice and streamlined, and everything's just going to kind of happen. But so those are the promo blocks I have. So with regards to the newsletter growth, I will definitely, once it's run, it runs for 2 months from the 1st of March until the end of April. Yeah, it's long. It's 2 months of.
Do you know the mechanics?
So I think they run giveaways, and they actually handle the issuing of the giveaway. So I'm assuming that they buy your Kindle book. I didn't have to upload anything, and so they handle the giveaway, and and they send you the mailers, so you don't even integrate. You'll have to manually take those subscribers and put them into your mailing list. So I think they just run blasts and they collect addresses for everyone. Look, whether it's effective and whether everyone subscribes and then unsubscribes the second you add them to your mailer, who knows?
I mean,
but I will open a landing page that says you have been subscribed to this list because you signed up through blah, 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 blah. So that, And then once I've got some more PayPal, I think I'm going to do a romance blast to try and get, because my romance list is very, very small. And when I say very small, I think there's 2 people on there. Because remember, we had the wrong links in the back end. So someone on Substack is getting, her name's not even Lissa Dull. That's just her. It's the strangest thing. Anyway, so within next month, when we talk about figures, I will have some really exciting news to share. I will track it. I have tracked, just so you know. So today, going into it, the last time I checked, I think I was sitting. So it was at 40,000 in store, I think. So it has jumped up significantly, and I can't wait to see where the ranking goes.
Yeah, me neither. I'm excited.
Yeah,
and it'll go off at about it's usually 4 p.m. South African time, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, so we're waiting. We and Paige, it's a Friday, and Paige is going home at 4:30, so she won't even know.
No.
But I'll just have to send her all the screenshots. Because it's a big she'll be getting messages at 1:00 in the morning. You know how we obsess when there's a book club going.
So I haven't been as proactive as you on the mailing list side, but I have looked at ConvertKit, which is now called Kit, and MailerLite, and I compared the plans with Grok's help, and I'm actually going to go with Kit for this. It's a free plan up to 10,000 subscribers.
Sure.
You don't obviously have all the tools available that you would have if you were doing the paid plan, but it seems like good enough for me for now, because I'm only going to have one automation, which they allow, and I don't need a lot more than that at this stage. And as you know, I'm like migrating, I think it's 3,500 subscribers over, so that's already going to cost me a lot of money if I do that to MailerLite or the paid version of Kit. So I think I'm going to start with that and see how it goes, and I can always migrate at a later stage or upgrade. Kits does get more expensive as you get bigger, but it's still, it has such fantastic tools that people say it's worth it. This is what Grok says, not me. I'll figure that out at a later stage, but for now, to get to my 10,000 goal, I'm going to be using Kit, and I'll let you know how it goes.
So when Kit becomes paid, we know you've hit that's quite nice. It's like the goal is to make Kit become paid.
Although, didn't we say that our competition was K in addition to what we already have?
No, mine was to get, no, it wasn't it to, no, you said you're going to start at 0, but I was like,
no,
no,
it just, it seems unfair to you though, because I've already got 3.5.
Oh, yes, got you. Okay. So, well, that's fine. I think we put in our starting, didn't we, on that spreadsheet that Rachel so kindly did?
I haven't done mine yet. I haven't looked properly. I have to go into my mailing list and actually look at how many subscribers I have.
No, I know. You put 10 and we were like, well, she's going to grow fast. Then we're like, oh, this week I gained 3,500. Okay. So we started with current. Oh, no, it doesn't. You know, Rachel, putting the team down, she didn't put an opening subs balance. So mine was 1905. I'm going to put mine on here, opening OB05. So then you'll just see it on the left there, right? It's going to do a head in because you know her OCD. She's going to be like, what did you do to the spreadsheet, Delport? She is going to, it's so cute how she, her OCD just can't deal.
Guys, in case you missed it, Rachel did our Word Wars spreadsheet. She redid it for us. It looks awesome.
She leveled up hard.
It's so good. So come join us if you want to be in the competition. Delport has just entered the ring, like properly. I've been winning like a crazy person.
I came in hot, eh? I came in hot.
My 2,000 is like my goal for the day. And Rachel's also going to start writing. So the competition is coming. It's coming.
Do you know that I've already written for 2 hours today? I woke up at 4 this morning because my husband gave me a heart attack by grabbing my poor dog who was on the floor next to me. And he did it with such aggressive, like, and I was like,
zombie attack.
And I was like, seriously? And it's just because she licks. You know, when a dog, like, and then he obviously woke up and he was like, this dog. So I woke, and then I was awake. So I was like, well, if you're going to make me wake up with I'm going to yanks it when I type in. Well, I'm awake. But I did 2 hours and I'm writing again after this. So I think it's going to be another big day today.
Goodness, I can't believe you have time to write this afternoon. You're so lucky. Don't you have anything else?
So for the first time, Percy doesn't have sport. There's no sport today. But I also like writing at night. I like to write at night when it's quiet. And I figured out a hack. So you know how I go between my phone and my computer? So like if I want to type at night in bed, it's obviously so super distracting for Murray. So I migrate onto my phone. And then in the morning, I just copy through. And I kept having this problem where the commas look different. I think I told you the apostrophes and the speech marks and the apostrophes look different. They're like straight on your phone. It's a different kind of text. It's so funny because now I know. I actually noticed it in a book that I read the other day. And I was like, I know this author was writing on her phone because I saw the yes. Anyway, I figured out in Scriv, you can do a Control-A, select all, and you can go to edit, transformation, change all to whatever it's called, and it fixes, because I was manually then on my computer changing all of it. I was. So you're in big trouble because I just streamlined my whole process.
Well, now that we're talking about production tools, I've started using Whisperflow. Have you heard about it?
No.
So it's a dictation tool, but so I'm not talking about writing at the moment. I'm talking about like when I have to send emails and do prompts and that kind of thing. Whisperflow is a dictation tool that you just press a button on your keyboard. You hold it down when you talk, but it's not normal dictation like if I was dictating this to a normal program, it would include all the likes and the and the like talking like while I'm trying to have clarity, find clarity in my thoughts. But this has some kind of AI editing software baked into it and formatting software. So what comes up on the screen is actually fully edited, proper grammar,
Oh,
clear
wow.
thought. Promise you, I was sending an email to Caroline this morning and I was like this, and like, I think this, blah, blah, blah. Oh, no, never mind. I did it like that, blah, 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 like blah, all over the email. It came up like a properly written email. So professional. So professional.
Well,
So I'm
let's hope
using it for
Caroline
everything
doesn't watch
now.
this episode, or she
No, I
still
told
know
her.
what it really is.
I told her. Because I do it for Facebook messages too. And the first time I used it, I was like, Caroline, I'm dictating this, so please ignore any errors. Because you know what normal dictation is like. It's full of errors. It's terrible. So
Yes.
ignore any errors. And then I read it back and I'm like, that's better than I do
So
typing.
is it a paid software?
Yes, it's paid, but I'm on the 7-day free trial at the moment. Can I tell you? I don't even care what it costs. I'm definitely buying it.
Is it going on to when we do a revamp of our software we can't live without? Is yours going to be?
I think so. I think so. It's
And-
just made things so much quicker. And you know, like I've got so much admin all the time, and it's just helping me so much. I love it.
And you wouldn't use it for instead of writing if you dictated? Because I know some people, like if they get carpal tunnel problems and things, they go on dictation.
Try it.
Bad. Let's hope the kids aren't in the house.
Well, it's called Whisper Flow. It's called Whisper Flow. You can literally whisper. Literally, I tried it. And often I don't want to dictate around anyone because I don't want them knowing what like, even with an email to Caroline, like I don't want to sit there and go, yes, and Caroline, blah, blah, blah. And then I don't know why. My father just like, and it's just so good like that. So, and you know, I wake up early to write now anyway. So if, you know, I think it'll be fun. I think it might work.
2 sessions a day of writing, by the way, because I see you put a number in often and then you come and put another number in later. And I'm like, that cow.
Dude, I wake up at 5 every morning now.
Okay, and you start writing. Okay.
It's working so well for me. It's changed my life, honestly.
Okay.
Even though I'm a night owl, and if you told me a year ago that I would be waking up at 5, I'd be like, I don't want anything that much. I do not want anything in my life that much that I would wake up at 5 a.m. for it. But guess what?
You do.
Sales are down, and this series needs to be written. I want it.
Okay, what a good segue for sales, which is what our
Thank you.
episode is supposed to be about. So let us talk. I know I said this earlier. So you always have been so transparent with your numbers, but it's been a long time since we spoke about your numbers. And your numbers have always been so like shocking, like shock value on the show, because you hear things like $1,000 a day, spending $45,000, making $60,000. Like those are numbers that are like, it actually makes my head hurt. I don't know if I could write them down. I'd forget the zeros if I had to turn them into ronds. Like Afrikaans.
You know, like when you talk about PayPal money being like not real money, it started to feel like that because you can't actually wrap your head around those big numbers. And I also worried about what people's, not worried about what people thought, but I thought people might be thinking that I was literally making millions. That was never the case. There was so much output. There were so many expenses. I was spending so much on Facebook ads all the time that you know you hear these big numbers and you think she's clearing $60,000 a month, and that I promise you, it's never been the case.
No.
I would absolutely loved it, and I'd be shouting it from the rooftops if that was happening. But I've never wanted to mislead people. I'm not in that league at all. There are definitely authors in that league. I'm not there. I spend so much money to get those sales. So,
but also, you know, not even that. So if you would say, well, I spent 45 and I made 60, and people go, oh, that's $15,000. And that is a lot of money. However, as authors, the authors who are doing this as a business, we have so many expenses every month in terms of softwares. Like I'm spending, my expenses are significant. Just to keep myself going, because we need all these different things.
And you know, like I had such a big cost last year because I was building the business and fortifying stuff, right?
Yes, so, I mean, yours were ridiculously high.
Yeah, like $48,000 on audiobooks. $dollars on a Shopify site.
Buying your rights back the year before was
like $40,000. Yeah, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, that's why she's not rich, because she's actually spent all that money. There was a lot of money coming in, still gone.
Oh, Paige, I can't afford the upper tier of 11 Labs, so we're just going to have to work with credits on this platform for now, because I just can't like bleed money. Shadow Magic's costing, you know, when you up your ad spend, it doesn't sound like a lot, but $50 a day that I've got to carry for 3 months until that first big
Yeah,
thing comes in.
absolutely.
So I
Yeah.
feel like I'm back where I was last year, July, where I'm so hamstrung by my budget. I'm like, oh, this is so frustrating. But when
Yeah.
it starts to roll, it's going to be amazing.
And it's
So,
just something you
okay.
kind of have to get used to because it's not going to change. That 90-day period is not going to change.
No, every
And
time you level up, it hits you, and then you kind of adjust, and then you level up, and it hits you. So,
what is helping me though, cash, like my cash flow is much better than it used to be because, I was spending $1,300 a day on ads. The things that help, like this time last year, I was like, I have to do something about my cash flow. It can't work like this. It was way too stressful. It was like this anxiety all the time. And honestly, I'd much rather be in the position I am now, earning half in revenue than I was then, because all that stress is gone. Saying all of it is gone is not exactly true, but so much of that stress is gone. I don't have to think like every day, oh, can I afford this? Is this payment going to go through? Like that hectic feeling of those huge numbers is just not part of
yes.
my daily life anymore. And it's such a relief for lots of reasons, but also because I had to do something about the cash flow issue. So what did I do? I got a direct store. So that money comes in almost immediately. That's amazing.
And how's
Audiobook.
it doing? Is it still doing well? Because it was taking off so nicely.
It took off really nicely. It's still doing okay. I'm still getting sales, but PA is not happy with the amount of sales per ad. So he's done a whole lot of new ads now. I think they're going live this weekend or maybe next week.
Okay.
So we'll see about that. But like it is a process, right? He has to find ads that have a great ROI, and we're not there yet, but we'll get there. But I am definitely seeing sales, and that money's coming in, which is amazing.
Yes.
So
Okay,
that money
great.
comes in, like I think it comes in 24 to 48 hours after the person's bought something. If they
Well,
pay by PayPal, it's immediate, so that's also
yeah.
helpful.
It's like free money.
Yeah, I know. So much free money. And then also audiobooks pay much faster than Amazon does. So the money I invested in the audiobooks is also paying off cash flow wise
Okay.
because that money comes in quicker.
Okay, got you. I had my first purchase on Spotify or listen, whatever. I don't know if
Yeah.
Spotify has a listen or if it's only, but yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, it's happening.
It's happening.
I was so chuffed. So I'm waiting to see what January does, but Spotify's reporting is so slow. So
Yes,
it's
yeah.
like you got to wait for like the end of the month and then, so it might be quick to pay, but they're slow to report.
But Kobo Plus also, like you've got to wait until the 1st of every month to see what your Kobo Plus is doing. It's infuriating because you want to know if your ads are working.
Oh no, I didn't even
I
know
spent quite a
that.
lot on Kobo ads, and like I don't know if they're working until the 21st of every month.
No. Okay, so let's get back to the figures, right?
Yeah.
So, will you share how your figures are now? So let me get this straight. So you were a dolphin when we were
I was a
chatting then.
dolphin plus, and July was my best month ever. It was like $62,000.
Okay, and that's dolphin, right?
Yeah, so 50 is dolphin.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I got to 60 and I'm like, oh my God. And I spoke to Steve Hicks about it and he's like, you know what this means? He said 7 figures is in your future. And I was like, I don't even say that. You're making me nervous. Stop.
But like you're
And he was like, yeah, that's how it starts at 60. And now, now you need to look forward to $1 million. And I was like, no, like that's not going to happen to me.
but 60 to $1 million is a huge, like 60 to 100 is like,
No,
60
no. So sorry, 100 a month or like
100. Okay.
90 a month to get to $1 million to be a 7-figure author. You have to get like 80 something, $90,000 a month.
Oh,
So that's
is
what it
it?
means. Yeah. In fact, let me
Okay,
just
that's good to know. That's good to know. I need to
our
make
goal
sure.
is 100K a month, but that would take you
Yes.
past, obviously. So let's just see. 1 million divided by 12. Okay, so it's $83,333,000 a month. So that would be a
Okay.
7-figure month if you are looking at the 7-figure year.
So that's what a 7-figure author is. They're making that.
So that's what he means. I was at 60.
So close. He was right. You were so close.
Yeah, anyway, then things started going down. So as you know, in this industry, things go up and down. Also, looking back, I can see why I hit such a big revenue in that month, because it was the culmination of me releasing not 2, not 3, not 6 books, rapid release, written to market with really nice covers, but 12. So
bad. Didn't you do bad that year as well?
plus, and I did bad, yes. Plus all the translations. So like all these books, rapid release, written to market, and it just went like amazing. 60. And then you think, oh, next month's going to be 65. Next month's going to be 70. But then what happens? The rapid release kind of starts fading. Even in the foreign markets, people have read your book now. Now, like, what's your next thing, whatever.
Yeah.
And
Front list, selling backlist comes back into play.
And I haven't published a new urban fantasy book for, what is it, like over a year?
No, I hadn't published one for 5 years. Anything.
Yes. But we're not talking about you, Delport.
So that's how quickly we lose the algo, hey? 1 year and you like tickets.
I mean, no, I wouldn't say tickets because I'm still selling, they're still selling well. I'm still getting like, I think it's 6.5, 7 million page reads a month.
Okay.
It's not like it's a lot. It's still a lot. I'm not complaining.
I almost hit 10 million page reads last month.
No way.
I was on 980.
No way.
I promise you, 90-something thousand page reads last month. I was so hoping for the million. So
You'll get it.
No, I know I will. Definitely.
It's like, especially with the book club, you'll get it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think a lot of people will go from a book club to KU just to see?
Yeah. No, a lot of KU readers find their books on.
Okay. Okay. So now, just before you carry on with that, I want to ask you. So, what is 6-figure author? How much is that a month? What do we take? I've got a calculator right here.
Isn't it 8?
So how do we do? So is that 100,000 divided by 12?
It'll be 8
So
because
it's 8,
a million divided by 12
3.
is 83.
Friend, can I tell you're gonna laugh so hard at me. I thought 6-figure author meant you had to earn 6 figures a month.
Oh my God.
It's like, I'll never be a 6-figure author. But actually, I'm not far from it.
No, you're not. You're not.
Well, I mean, I say I'm not far from it, but I mean, I'm not. It's not 6. And you know what I mean? It's feeling a lot more attainable now.
Dude, you're going to get there. It's going to be a matter of months.
Yes. By the end of this year, 6-figure. Next year, I'm a 6-figure author.
No, you will. No question.
Okay, so you had all these things and you
if you focus and you don't go after the new shiny things.
Look at that burner. Honestly, it's me. Jessica, you know what I'm going to do. But it's fine because you are here and Rachel is here to hem me in and make sure that I don't go too far off the butterfly path. Like I need one of those dog leads that has like a little and then you
yes.
That's
harness.
Harness. Yeah. Okay, so then everything went from 60 global.
Yeah. Well, yeah, everything global, sure. Yeah.
Let's go with that.
Okay, so so 60, and I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. And these translations are doing so well. Thank you, Scribe Shadow. Should we quickly mention Scribe Shadow?
Definitely, because I mean, I would never have been a rainbow tribe without Scribe Shadow.
Exactly. And I would have never hit 60 without it. I mean, it's just like...
We would just like to take this time to tell you guys a bit more about Scribe Shadow. JT and I use Scribe Shadow tirelessly. We do all our translations through the app. It is incredible. Scribe Shadow is a perfect partner for indie authors who don't want to leave money on the table. They use cutting-edge AI to make novel translation fast, affordable, and super easy. In just minutes, your book can be translated into over 19 languages, and that is growing all the time with high-quality results ready to reach readers everywhere.
And this isn't some faceless tech giant. Scribe Shadow is a small family-run team with indie roots. They've been in the trenches running a small publishing press, so they get the author grind. That's why they built a tool that's practical, budget-friendly, and designed with indie authors in mind. Plus, they offer cover creation, audiobook translation, and a simple one-credit system for everything. Best of all, you keep full rights to your work, and your books are never used to train AI.
Scribe Shadow has been very generous and given us our very own coupon code, which gets you 30% off your first month of using the app. If you are looking at getting into translations, please would you consider using Pen and Prosper 30. That's PENAND PROSPER 30, and doesn't cost you any extra, and it just lets Scribe Shadow know that we are sending traffic to them and that we are supporting them.
So then we're sitting at 60. I think this is amazing. I'm never going to be poor again. And the next month,
you were poor.
The next month it's like 50 something, the next month it's 40 something, and now I'm sitting at half a dolphin. Well, that sounds quite violent. Let's not say half a dolphin. Let's say...
So wait, what is dolphin? Dolphin is 50.
Yeah. Dolphin is 50,000 a month. So at the moment,
so you drop down
between 25 and 30
now.
Yeah.
Okay, so literally half of the revenue that you had at your peak.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But your ROI is not 35 anymore.
So it's my ROI. Since Andromeda happened, my ROI has been shocking. So I don't want you to think that like my sales are low, but my ROI is up. That's not the case. My ROI is still pretty much as poor as usual, like between 30 and 40%.
Okay.
Except for this month, it's very strong, and not for a good reason, because Caroline and I had to basically stop all the US Facebook ads because
you've got the tailwind. Okay.
And so the tailwind is is pumping up my ROI, so that looks amazing, but my sales are down. Because you can't just not have US Facebook ads. We're slowly kind of rehabilitating them. I have a meeting with her today, and I've done a whole lot of new content that we can try to make Facebook ads out of, and like we're on it. I'm not actually too worried. We're on it. It's fine. It's nice getting that revenue in without having to pay too much, because I just feel like I can pay my bills this month already. It's the 13th of February and I know I can pay my bills. So
But now this income is from when you were ramping up your ads, because it's obviously 2 or 3 months ago is money coming in now. So you might find
sorry, I look at my ROI every single day, right? And I make sure I'm making a decent profit every single day. So I can tell from this month, I've already covered my costs, my monthly costs. So yes, it'll only be in 2 or 3 months' time. But I know that okay, this month is okay. If I don't make any more sales this month, I can pay all my bills. So I'm happy.
Lovely. Okay. And I mean, we're not even mid-month. So what is the strategy? So you've turned off, like, what would you say, 50% of your ads, like most of your ads, your US ads, or your foreign ads still doing it?
My foreign ads, she basically stopped a lot of them because she wasn't seeing the profits. But I also think it might have been premature because, attribution data, you just never know with attribution data.
I know.
And, you're making sales and then you turn ads off and then the sales go away and you're like, maybe that was premature. I'm not sure. And at the same time, Caroline's mandate is to not lose my money, right? So she sees something that's not making profit. She has to.
She's almost obligated to turn it off.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So she's doing the responsible thing, but with the Andromeda and attribution data, I'm not sure, but like as soon as we turn those ads off, my income plummeted. It's a fine balance between knowing, like trusting the attribution data and also like having faith that a good ad that's getting clicks, the product page is good. So there will be sales. Even if the attribution data isn't there, like there are going to be sales and reads from that ad. You're not going to get 100 clicks on an ad that looks that's completely congruent to the product page, like completely the same vibe as the product page, and not get some sales and reads. It's tricky. We're trying to work it out. I'm definitely going to amp up my spend now to try and get my sales going again. Yeah, so that's the plan. I'm not actually that worried. I'm not even checking my sales as often as I used to because I'm like so in the zone with this book. I'm excited about the Kickstarter thing. I'm excited about getting the series out. I know that getting this series out is gonna have the biggest impact on my revenue. So even if I take a step back from Facebook ads, just for a while, just to not obsess about it, because like Facebook ads for me is a full-time job. I can't also write the series, so the series has to be the priority. So I'm gonna probably be making less money in the next few months, and I'm actually okay with that because I know I'm focusing on the thing that is gonna move the needle.
Yes, 100%. Okay, and how long do you want? So when is launch day for this new book? When is your release date?
Complicated answer because remember I'm releasing I'm doing that ladder release. So first I release on Kickstarter, then on my direct store, then I release wide.
Wow, I'm very, very interested to see if the strategy works, because the person in me that wants you to get back to Dolphin is like, what are you doing? Put it straight on KU, fire some ads at that, and let's get this going. But it's such a good exercise, like and also to like see how.
Yeah. And if I was desperate, then I would definitely just put it up on KU. Like it's going to be 110,000 words. I'll just put up on KU next week when the edit's done. But I don't feel desperate. I've got revenue coming in. I'm happy with how I have fortified the business. Like I just don't feel that like weird anxiety and desperation that I had at $60,000 a month. And I actually prefer to stay here for a little while, to be honest. Just so I don't have that anxiety, get the books written, do the part of my job that I enjoy. And I know we're going to get there. I know we're going to get back to 50. And my aim is to get to 7 figures in a year. And I will get there, but I need to do the right things to build up to that and not get distracted.
Yeah, don't take a shortcut. Do it properly so that when you get there, you stay there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know about staying there. Honestly, I don't know about staying there because we know that this industry doesn't work like that.
Okay.
Just because I make 7 figures next year doesn't mean I'm always going to make 7 figures. In fact, the next year I'll probably certainly not make 6 figures because that's how it works.
Okay.
You know how hard it is to get to 7 figures. It's very easy to dip below that. You look upset by that, Delport. Don't
made me a little bit sad. I was like, once we get there, it's smooth sailing, Dylan. It's like you're in the cool club now.
I know. Look, I'm definitely in the cool club.
It's so funny that I was feeling sad and you saw it. I was like, oh,
shame. Disillusioned. Do you mean when I make Dolphin?
What is amazing is that I was kind of like, okay, I'm gonna aim for 10. Obviously, I got rainbow trout, so I was like, right, that's it. I'm gonna be salmon, but salmon then is higher than six-figure author. The salmon is 10,000 a month, isn't it?
Yes.
So in my head, this is all just like becoming all like cool.
You much closer than you think.
Yes, I really didn't. I thought it was, honestly, I don't know how in my head it was 6 figures a month, because you've told me your figures and that didn't add up, right? But in my head that was, I don't know, I just had always thought of it like that, so I just didn't see it any other way. This is
Well,
fabulous.
the first time I heard about 7-figure authors, I also thought, how do they make 7 figures a month? But obviously, it's
Yeah.
more.
Okay. So 6-figure. Okay. So you want a 6-figure author month. Okay. So you could do that. I mean, yeah. So you could do that. You could become a 6-figure author by having a really cracker 6 months and a really bad 6 months of the year, depending on your figures. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to start watching. I mean, it's only February. There is time. I'm writing a lot faster.
You'll probably make it this year if you keep focused and you keep releasing. I don't see why you wouldn't make it this year.
I finally have a working ad in Germany and a working ad in the US. The USA, friend, the US of A. I never ever thought I'd see the
US
day.
ad.
I have cracked a US ad. Well,
No, really?
No, but well, I say that. No, the reason I'm saying it like that is because, like, yesterday, that ad is showing a 304% ROI, right? But I am very convinced that the American TikTok is driving a lot, because on that box set where I'm taking the figures, I take the US amount and I put it on my spreadsheet, but underneath that it's Germany, Netherlands. I don't even have like the English version. So I'm pretty sure TikTok is doing a lot of the heavy lifting, as is the YouTube, because I've got over 20,000 views of Shadow Magic Book 1 on YouTube.
Amazing.
And I get questions almost every day. When is book 2? When is book... So I do think, and some people saying, I went and bought the others, loving this series.
Really?
I don't think the ad is doing all the heavy lifting, but the attribution data says it's a 49% ROI. So I'm taking that as a win.
49% ROI? What straight data, or are you multiplying it by what you should be multiplying?
No, straight data.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Can you scale it?
No, sorry. 37 for the US. So it says I've spent 136, I've made 49. It's 37% ROI. So I'm like, I think the ad is doing some of the work. I actually think, obviously, my ROI will go up if I turn the ad off, because I think the TikTok and the YouTube are doing a lot of the work and the ad's taking credit. But I'm leaving it on because it's all working together as a system. I think. And my German ad for Shadow Magic Friend, my ROI in total is sitting at 189.
No way.
In Germany. Germany just took off from there. And remember, I could never sell in Germany. None of my ads did well in Germany. None of them.
Amazing.
So
Excellent.
my ROI,
What's that ad?
it's let me see which one it is. DE dog. Okay, so it's a picture of the cover with her crouched down with the dog next to her, and it says in German, "You think that's a dog? Think again." So it has got a good scroll stop, I think.
Excellent.
Yeah, and then my ROI for February, because remember January I was doing a lot of testing, so it did drop a little bit. February is sitting at, I don't have a totals column on this spreadsheet.
Rachel will be very disappointed in you
that I don't have a totals column. I know. Can you imagine? I'll be in so much trouble. What you said earlier, though, I'm the same. I haven't been paying as much attention because I have been doing more writing, which is good. So I normally update my sales figures every single day. I've been doing them like every few days. Which I think is good.
Well, I think it's so good to get your dopamine from writing rather than checking your sales.
Yes. 229 is my ROI so far for Feb.
Can you scale that German ad?
So that's total. That's all my stuff. Do you know what I find? To be honest, I have found setting up $5 ads works better. Set up another $5 ad then to scale one. As soon as I scale the ad, the ROI goes down. So I'd rather have multiple small ads than scale up one big ad.
Oh, that's good.
And you know what else I found? Do you know what else I found? Is that I've got an Italian ad that has been working since like June last year when we first set up. Was that first ad that did so well, remember?
Yes.
That ad, friend, is the ad that keeps on going. So what happens is it starts to go down, like the ROI will start to dip. So it'll go from like 288 to 156, 175, and then it'll go 76, 78, 37. And then I move the budget by more than $2. So I'll go up to 7 or down to 3. And then it suddenly wakes up. And then I put it back to 5, and it's like, and I'm still good. It has, it has not been in a negative number a single day since June last year.
Amazing.
So sometimes if an ad looks like it's starting to think, I just adjust the budget so that it kind of re-kicks it, and it like wakes up. That's been really, really working. And then small ads. I just run small ads, and if they're not working, set up a new one. We were talking about this the other day, I think. Weren't you? We were saying how we think it's those first clicks, remember? And all these ads that we've run that we thought didn't work. And I think they would have. I think those first clicks were maybe some guy in the toilet who was bored, wrong click, wrong time. And you're like, oh, that ad doesn't work. But actually.
Well, thanks for that visual, which I'm now going to think of every single time I set up a Facebook.
Set up an ad. You know, the young girl who's waiting for it, but just if it's not your target thing. So I haven't got any ads running that are over $5. Not one. And I tried to set up some to start at 10 ads that I knew that did well. Remember the strategy of the decade that came out?
Yes.
None of it didn't work for me at all.
It hasn't worked for me either, but I set up benchmark ads the other day, which we should probably talk about. And I had them at $5 and they were doing well. And I wanted to scale them up quickly without breaking them. So I did that method where you go into the ad set and duplicate the ad set and then force the original ad set and then change the budget. And I think it worked quite well. Okay. I went from $5 to $30 and it didn't break.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good.
Okay, so the email from Nicholas Eric about your North Star benchmark ads. Do you remember we talked about that in the...
I've got the email sitting in my inbox to read. I haven't read them yet. I read 2 and I haven't read the other 2. There were a few. Rachel forwarded me a few because I actually wasn't on his mailer. And I was like, I don't know why. I don't know. That's why it's sitting in my inbox because it's a to-do thing. So I'm going to subscribe and obviously read, like go through them with a fine-tooth comb.
I think it's definitely worth subscribing to him. He's so measured. And have you ever heard him on a podcast?
No.
It's amazing to listen to. He's like the calmest. Like he comes across as super calm, super intelligent, and he just like talks and you feel like everything's going to be okay.
What?
So maybe just search for a podcast, like a recent one, to listen to. He's fantastic. Anyway, I really like his newsletters. Sometimes I think like, okay, I didn't really learn anything in that one. But the last few have definitely, I've read them more than once, and specifically the North Star one, because one of his main ad strategies, like a lot of other Facebook ad experts like Matthew Holmes, is to use your book cover as the creative and then have a pack shot of your book on the artwork, and that's basically your creative, right? Like maybe with a review, maybe with a strap line or whatever, but that is the creative. And he uses just the background artwork of the book cover without a pack shot, and he uses the audiobook cover.
The pack shot, do you mean like a 3D or a Kindle cover, like the actual
product shot? Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So those are the 3 product-based graphics he tests.
Okay.
And then he calls those his North Star or benchmark ads, because whatever click-through rate and CPC and all of that those ads get, if you do different creative from that, they have to beat that benchmark. Otherwise, it's not successful. Because if you think about it, there's 100% congruence between that ad and the product page. So if someone clicks on the ad, they really should be leaning towards buying the product.
But yes, 100%.
So that ad should work well. It should convert really well. So if you have an ad that doesn't convert as well, you know it's not working.
So you said, hold on, so it's the cover image only, then the cover with the product on?
The first one is the cover image with no text at all, right? It's like the character on the cover or whatever. That is the visual.
With no text?
No text.
Nothing.
So you can put a review or a headline or something on that, but I'm just talking about the graphic now, the actual graphic.
Okay. Got you. Okay.
So you take everything off your cover and you just use the artwork. That's number one. Number two is the same thing, but you add a pack shot to the image.
Yes.
So you saw my orc one with the pack shot of the hi-fi crown in the corner.
Yes.
Like that.
Okay. So it's not the cover image, it's any image with the cover on.
No, it's the cover image. I'm just talking about the pack shot in the corner.
Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. Got you.
And then the third version is the audiobook cover.
Okay.
So all three of them are highly congruent to the product page.
Yes. And the audiobook cover is naturally the right size because it's a square.
Yes. Yeah. And I thought it's just like I've heard him and Matthew say over and over again, use your book cover. And I'm like, whatever. And I'm like, no, but it makes so much sense. You should definitely be using your book cover in some of your ads. So I set up for Cursebreaker and for Blood Magic, and I'm happy. I'm very happy with the results. So the attribution data isn't there, but my sales definitely went up when I started using them, so much so that I took them from $5 to $30 overnight, and also see the results of that. So yeah, I think it's really great. Then after a few days, I'm going to look at that data and measure my other ads against it, which is the whole point of this email.
Okay. So all the ads I have running for Shadow Magic, which is doing well in all territories, are all variations of the book cover. That's a 6-book series. So it's one of them, one of those images with a thing.
And they're doing well, so there you go. Yeah.
They're all doing well. And the only one that's not is an image that I created on Midjourney that is very similar. Same color palette, same. So it still looks, if you have to click on that ad, the cover looks like that. It's just it's a different person.
Yes. Okay.
Still very much in the same color palette, the same, like it could fit with the series.
So then you already have your benchmark. So you can take that data and compare your other ads to it.
Okay. Got you.
Because even like a brilliant ad, if it's not congruent enough, then it's not going to convert well. So you could have a brilliant ad that makes everyone click on it. You get cheap clicks and you're like, it's so cool. Like, wow, I can't believe I did such an amazing graphic for this ad. And then they get through and they're like, no, not really my thing. And then you've paid for all those clicks.
Yeah.
And
do you remember when I asked Caroline and she was like, and it kind of was where I was going with it, remember I said to her, does it make a difference if you use like a cool toned graphic and then you open up and it's a warm tone image? Do you know what I mean? Like Shadow Magic is very much blues and blacks and things like that. And Guardians is more golds and warms. Yeah. And I tend to try and use an image that matches the tone. I know that sounds weird, but it's like, to me, there's less friction. You always go back to your cheese. And I'm like, if I click on it on an image that's got, say, like gold and sparks and thing, and then I open it and it's like pastel colors, or I'd be like, that doesn't look the same. Like your best ad, right? The magic one. If you think of the colors, and it looked a bit like your cover. It really did. It had like the greens and the sparks and the. Do you know what I mean?
But the hospital one was blues, and it was for Cursebreaker, which is green, so it's completely different. But it did work really well.
Yeah. Okay. But I suppose blues and greens are still within, like, to me, it wasn't too different. It wasn't like a completely different.
I mean, I think the point is, as long as there is as little friction as possible, so you can get amazing cheap clicks on amazing visuals. But if it doesn't match the product page, it's not going to convert.
Yeah, 100%. Okay. So what is, listen, I'm going to have to get cracking. Yeah, what a chat. Sure. So you are going to be staying here for a while in this kind of earning bracket just to settle your everything, focusing on the writing. Okay. And then level up when the new book comes out.
Yes. And that'll be a slow process because one book's not going to change much.
Yeah.
It's going to be the box set that changes things.
It's always the box set. Do you know that I don't have a single ad running to book 1 other than the book bub going off today? Because they just tank. They just don't do well. Only my box set ads do well. I don't know what it is.
Are you looking at ROI in the correct way? No, you're not.
So I only run one ad to one book in one territory at a time. So it's very easy for me to see what's working. Does that make sense? Because I don't have like multiple ads to test. I'll set up one ad and it's very clear. Like if money starts, then I know that ad is responsible for, except in the US where obviously we do a lot of other marketing. So it's quite easy for me to see if an ad's working.
What is your read through? You don't actually know.
No.
And actually, it looks like you're losing money on your ads to book 1, But you haven't factored in.
No, but I have, because I promise I have, because I'm looking at my spreadsheet now. So what I have is, when I run an ad to book 1, I have columns for book 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I put all the revenue coming in for that whole series. So I do factor it in, and it just doesn't. I mean, I think it's in France. My Witchborn Curse in France. I actually need to go in and look if there's something wrong, because I think there's like absolutely no read through. Or it might be Italy, but like zero. Like the read through is like nothing. It's just all these zeros on the spreadsheet. So I do factor it in, but I don't factor it in like you do. I don't calculate read through. I actually put in my figures for each individual title on my spreadsheet every day, so that I know exactly how much all 6 books brought in, and I just can't get any ad to make those individual books make money.
Okay, I apologize. You know how many authors say
But you were right. You were right. I don't know my read through. I just know how much I'm making, but I wouldn't know like this much of a percentage, or I actually do it in terms of figures.
Okay. Can also say to me, "Oh no, I lost money on that ad to book 1."
You're like, what about book 2?
Did you really? Drives me insane. Oh yeah, my ROI is like -12. I'm like, oh, really?
And book
on a
2 and 3 and 4.
book 1
and book 3 and book 4. No, so even when I take those in, I'll say that it's a 40. So like the Witchborn Curse in Italy was sitting at 49. But you know me, like particularly in foreign market, that's not good enough for me to stretch my budget the way I'm stretching.
100% right.
So it's fine if it was the US, but in Italy, if it's, I know what I can get in Italy, and I'm just like, no, it's not worth me sitting without that money for like 3 months. So, but I'm going to keep slogging on, friend. I mean, I will keep trying. I'll keep trying.
Even when you give up, you'll start trying again, because that's how this thing works. On Facebook ads 100 times before I met Steve.
I know. So I was chatting to a girl the other day, and she was like, "No, I'm not going to try Facebook ads, because I got my Facebook account was hacked, my ad account, and I won't risk my card getting hacked." And I was like, "Okay." And she was like, "So I'm going to do AMS instead and BookBub, because she's been watching the pod." And I was like, "Okay." And I waited, and I was like, I'm going to give this a couple of days, because we all know how this is. There is only one way to make money, the way we're doing it, this method. And a few days later, she was like, "So I revived my Facebook ads account."
Oh, sure.
You did. Well done. Yes, you did. And of course you did. Yeah. Anyway, okay. Well, thank you for sharing your figures with us. That was such a nice episode.
If you don't say so yourself.
Well, I really hope that you just keep being comfortable where you are, and I'm going to keep
we'll be together, maybe. Yeah.
It's Cassandra's song. Okay. All right. Well, on that note, I suppose we should say a huge thank you to our sponsor and get out of here.
Yeah. Thanks, Willem. You're amazing. What's that link again? tryandreadem.com/pen and prosper. And I'm never going to have to read it out again, because it's so easy, and now it's in my brain.
Yes, it was in your brain that one time, remember? You were like, now you're done. All right, you go play in the snow, and we will chat next week. On that note, have a beautiful weekend and have fun playing in the snow.
Thank you. I can't wait.
Okay, friend. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.